Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We have plenty of exciting news. Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, I can't think of a better way to start a Wednesday than the home run queen bringing her swings to Athletes Unlimited. I know this has been a surprise that you've been holding close to you, but how excited are you to finally announce it today?
Yes, I'm pumped, and I feel like everybody kind of got the idea from the teaser yesterday. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here, excited to learn from the girls, and just excited to compete.
Everyone has to love a good teaser.
Yes, I was like, if the bat didn't give it away, like, come on.
I think everyone's still equally excited. And right now, you are actually in Wichita, Kansas, which we thank you so much for joining on. It's been a crazy travel day for you, but you have an exciting week of media planned. How excited are you to finally be on the ground and seeing Wichita State, a beautiful campus that you'll be able to play in this June?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I got to have lunch earlier and seen the airport and stuff, and just got to ask a little bit about like what's up in Wichita. You know what I mean? I'm excited to be here, and I heard there's a lot of good like aviation museums here, so
Hmm.
I'm excited to come back and obviously play for AUX, but just to get to experience a different part of the United States for a little bit, I'm excited for.
And while it's a different part, you're still close to home. You look at Oklahoma, where you were back to back, national champions. You set the home run record, done so many incredible things, started off your professional career there. What does it mean for you to be able to bring it now to Kansas, continuing to bring softball on the map in different states?
Yeah, I'm excited one to just be growing the game. Obviously I've played in Wichita a little bit. Obviously, OU would come to Wichita for a midweek normally, but excited to be doing it as a professional and excited to be not only representing OKC Spark but also representing AUX. I think it's a really great crossover, and just to show that. The leagues can cooperate, you know what I mean? And I'm happy to be that person for them and a representative of the sport, and just excited to grow this sport even more because I know that it can do great. And I'm just excited to see where this sport is headed because it's only up from here.
I couldn't agree more. And you grew college softball. I specifically remember playing at the Mary Nutter when you were chasing your home run. And every single time everyone heard the crowd, they were like, is this the moment? And within your 5 years, you grew college softball. Now, how are you planning to grow it professionally to the level college softball is, and even greater, hopefully, someday?
Yeah, I'm hoping to obviously just to be able to compete on both ends, I think is huge for this sport in general. Not saying that it's ever been like head to head, but I think it just is good to show that the leagues are cooperating and they're not, and they're thinking about the players at the end of the day. It's like, how can we grow this sport? How can we make it better? How can we continue to progress each year? And I think this is a great step in the right direction, and hopefully come next year, same time next year, that it's 10 more athletes getting to indulge in the AUX and hopefully even come and play for the Spark, something like that I think would be great. But just to get more awareness to the sport and to show that, we're professional athletes too, and women's professional softball is on the rise. And especially now with it being in the 2028 Olympics, it's only up from here, and I think this is a great step in the right direction. And again, with it leading into the Olympics, it's going to be just a whirlwind of emotions. But excited to be here for the ride and just to do my part in the sport, and that's just progressing the sport forward.
Let's talk about the two different leagues because you've done a great job of mentioning already. No one has really done both. For up until then, it's kind of felt like professional softball players had to pick which route they wanted to go into after college. And the outcry from your athletes, your former teammates, on this is what we need to see more of. Because as professional softball players, there's so many women who have to take on multiple jobs. They
Hmm.
can't train all year round. How is this really opening up the door for so many other women to follow in your footsteps and hopefully make this a career, full-time career?
Yeah, I think it's just good that, again, that the leagues are cooperating, and um, I'm just happy to be that representative, and I'm not just playing for myself, I'm playing for the women in both leagues. And I think it's just it's only the start of what's to come. And this is a step in the right direction that I think women are needing to take and the owners are taking, and happy that they're taking the players into consideration. You know what I mean? And I do want this sport to become a full-time job because I just see all my friends and it's like softball's kind of their like side hobby, you know what I mean? They just kind of just do it in the summer, but this sport is so great in the college realm, and I know that it can transfer over into the professional realm. So just for me to be that first step, I'm willing to do whatever. I will lay my life out on the line for softball. You know what I'm saying? But man, the women that are doing it now and the women that are playing in both leagues are playing exceptionally great. Like, even we have moms playing in both leagues. You know, there's Kelsey Stewart and her son, and there's Kaylani Ricketts, there's Chelsea Gonzalez. You know what I mean? And they're continuing to break barriers in their own way. You know what I mean? And just showing that they can play even though they're a mom. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm showing that we can play in both leagues and both leagues can work. So I think this is just a step in the right direction. And women in softball right now are doing such a tremendous job. So I just wanted to give my kudos to them. You know, you guys are working. I see you guys, and let's progress this sport forward even more.
I love your commitment to the sport and kind of also the commitment and the gift that the game has given you to be able to play both. How did this really all come into fruition? Was this your idea you spearheaded? Was it people above you?
It was definitely people above me, but I knew that it is something that I had been wanting to do, and I just always questioned like, why wouldn't we be able to? You know what I mean? So I think it's good that they can collaborate. The higher ups did collaborate, like, hey, let's make this happen. Um, and we got a big name already interested and ready to go. You know what I mean? So for me, I looked at it as the opportunity to just grow the sport in the professional game, and just to show the little girls too that you can make a living off of softball. And I love that I get to say that softball's my job, and it's the best job in the world, man. I have no complaints. But yeah, it's just continuing to grow the sport forward because softball has just given me so much, and I'm forever indebted to this game. And just this little piece in playing both sides is going to progress the sport forward even more. And I hope 20 years down the road that it's all one big league, you know, and everyone is making a living off softball. And then I can look back and say, like, oh, I took that first step, you know what I mean? And I was willing to come over and collaborate with both of them. But yeah, I think we're headed in the right direction, and just excited to compete, man. These athletes are great, and yeah, I'm excited.
Well, Athletes Unlimited, they bring such a fun element to softball that's never been done before. The point system, the switching of the teams. What are you most looking forward to within this new dynamic?
Yeah, I'm most looking forward to just putting myself in being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And obviously I've just been used to playing the traditional route of softball where it's, hey, we're one team, we play these other teams, we play 7 innings, you get your money and stuff like that. But in AU, it's you get paid based on how good you do. Switching teams is definitely different. So I'm just trying to put myself into uncomfortable situations and just see how good I can do. And when adversity hits, like how can I continue to push through that? So I'm really trying to push myself into newer spaces, but I'm excited to learn a lot from the athletes as well. It's funny, like I get to play with obviously all my Spark friends and all the friends I've made over in the WPF. Now I get to play with my other set of friends in AUX and AU. So just excited to be back with the girls again and just ready to get it rocking.
And I have seen the announcement of the rosters already for the AUX League that's coming in June, and top-notch caliber of female athletes. Are there a few that you're like really excited to play with? You haven't gotten to opportunity before. You always played against in college.
Yeah, I never got the opportunity to play against her in college, but I'm most looking forward to playing with Haley McClenny. I've only heard great things about her, and like is Haley McClenny. Need we say more? She doesn't need an intro. You know what I mean?
Like a mic drop when you say her name.
Yes, but she's just got international experience. She's got Olympic experience, professional experience. Obviously, been playing this game a really, really long time. But I'm just excited to pick the brains of all the vets. And to me, I don't consider myself a vet yet, even though I'm going into year 3. I still feel super young in the game, but I'm just excited to pick the brains of everybody there. You know, there's Sam Fisher. We actually were same travel ball team, the SoCal Pumas. I had met her when she was on Team USA, and I was like 12 at the time. No, I wasn't 12 at the time. I was like 14, 15 at the time. But just never only got to see her play and never got to actually like play with her and stuff. But man, all my friends at AUX, Amanda Lorenz, like all the big names. I played with Amanda Sid. I'm like trying to think of all the players' names right now, but I played with Amanda and Sid in travel ball. Obviously, Sid played with her in college, but I'd always looked up to Amanda growing up too, and just her work ethic and her game savvy, and she truly loves the sport of softball. Everybody knows Mandy softball. But yeah, I'm excited to just play with this whole other group of athletes and again, just to compete, you know, these are the best of the best and I'm ready to see how good I can do.
How has the outcry of support from the players that you just listed and others been for you today?
Man, it's been great. My phone's been blowing up. It's still blowing up all day today. But nothing but great things. You know, they know that I'm trying to progress this sport forward. And again, anything I can do to help those women that didn't get this opportunity, like I want them to have this opportunity one day. So I'm just doing my little part in this big change. But I think like I said, I've been saying it this whole interview, we're headed in the right direction and just excited to be this representative of the sport. But yeah, softball is on the up right now, and y'all better watch out. Softball's about to take over.
I love it. And women's sports is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at college level, professional level, WNBA, they're now selling out stadiums that they've never done before. When you dream of where professional softball can get to, what is your vision?
I dream it to be exactly like the MLB. I dream it to have all these teams getting the same pay, having our own facilities, making a living off of it. And yes, we might be women at the end of the day, but just because we have kids and we want to start a family, that's not stopping nobody. It's never stopped the men before, you know what I mean? I see it equally to the men because I know the women that I have played with and that have come before me and they believe in that too. So I think again, we're headed in the right direction, and I would love to see it in that aspect one day. And I know that it can get there. It's just a matter of taking these little steps forward in order to get that big dream that we all want. But this sport can 100% be a career for anybody. And I want the little girls out there to just keep working hard. You know, it doesn't stop after even the college girls, it doesn't have to stop after college. There's so many opportunities, whether it's here in the United States, whether it's overseas in Japan. I have a friend, Alicia Peters, playing in Italy right now, and she's just killing it over there. But yeah, I just would like to just see everybody in one spot, all at one time, just competing together, just like the MLB does. And I think that it can get there one day.
You talk about players too who go and they build their families, they have children, and then they come back and play. I think that's even more impressive, first of all, being able to get yourself back to playing at the very best.
Yes. I thought it was just crazy. Like Kaylani had her baby Pekka with us all summer, and Pekka was just the best trooper, you know, best travel gal. She was keeping everybody entertained in the airport, but then you see Kaylani, you know, she's going out and shutting everybody down like she normally does, and then afterwards she switches right into mom mode, and it's just so cute to see like her in the circle competing, and she's like, all right, I'm putting my team on my back, like I'm ready to go, and then she just steps off the field and it's just this softness. It's like mom Kaylani. But I've seen that with Kelsey Store, I've seen it with Chelsea Gonzalez, a couple other teammates that are starting their families now. But yeah, it's cool to see that, see them do it, and then it like just kind of gives us young ones that obviously want to start families one day that it can happen. You can do both, and there's no stigma against it. And just all kudos to the owners too for just giving them the space that they need to take care of their kids and to make sure that they were okay after pregnancy and stuff like that. So um, it's all a big it's all a big coming together. So, but yeah, it's cool just seeing them be moms and also be athletes.
You talk about taking the little steps that are needed to grow the game to get to that MLB level that you talked about, which I know everyone in the softball world, we all dream of. But what are ways for fans listening to, younger players listening, collegiate players, that they can help build those steps? Because it's going to take everybody in it together.
Right. It takes a village for sure. But I think just one piece of advice to the fans out there to just come and watch us. If you like maybe aren't the biggest fan of softball, but you haven't seen a softball game, I'm telling you guys, like once you see us on the field and in action, you'll want to keep coming back. You know, you'll want to see the big plays being made. You'll want to see the pitchers throwing 75 miles per hour, just mowing everybody down, hitters hitting 400-foot bombs. Like, who doesn't want to come and see that, you know? And I think it's just cooler to say, like, we're women doing that too, you know? It's not just the men that can do it. We can do it just as good as them, if not better, you know? So we're professionals at the end of the day, and we're the best at what we do. And you just got to come watch us play. That's all I'm saying. Just come give us a chance, watch us play. Those little girls out there, you keep dreaming big and you keep working hard. Um, and this sport is going to be what we know it can be. And us professionals now are taking those little steps so that the little girls come up, when the little ones come up, that it's in the best position possible. And my college girls, man, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are all killing it. You guys have progressed this sport forward more than you guys know, with Oklahoma softball, Texas softball, everybody's doing their part in the game, and just continuing to do what you do and come over to the professional side. It's fun over here. I promise we don't bite. But come over here and show your skills and just continue to play as long as you can, you know? Softball is just this little snippet of your life. And at least for myself, I want to play as long as I can and just look back one day and say, like, man, I gave everything into that sport, you know? But just come on over and play. I promise it'll be a good time. And just kudos to you guys. You guys are working hard every day, going to school, getting your classes done, then having to go to practice after. And I see you guys are great people off of the field too. Like giving back to the game, always saying hi to the fans, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, softball's progressing forward. So just kudos to everybody doing their part. And I love softball.
When you talk about giving to the back to the game, there is nobody who is doing it as much as you are right now. The platform you are building to, like you said, you want younger players to know that they can be professional softball players and nothing else. What is the most important message you try to give younger players who dream of being you someday?
I think the most important message that I tell everybody is to work hard and be grateful. Be grateful for the spot that you're at in your life right now, because you won't ever get that spot back. So I'm trying to stay more present right now in just this space and this time in my life that I'm at, and just being grateful for what I've been given. And I always just look back on what I've had before and like, man, I was praying for times like this a couple years ago, you know what I mean? And here it is. It's right in front of me. So I'm just trying to cherish every moment that I have and be grateful for every season of life that comes. And not I wouldn't be anywhere without the work ethic that my parents have instilled in me and just the sacrifice that they've made. So shout out to my fam back home. Love you guys. Come see me in Texas, please. Um, and yeah, just continuing to work hard. Hard work will get you anywhere. However hard you decide to work is where you're going to end up, you know? And I put in a lot of time and a lot of work, and I never thought that I would be the first person to be playing in both leagues, but here I am, you know? And just blessed to be in this position. But yeah, this is nothing to say, like, hard work will get you places that you want to go, and being grateful for the position and the season of life that you're at now.
We've talked about the great plays that softball players can make, but it's also the excitement and the emotion that women's softball brings. I've talked to how many people who watch their first softball game, and like you said, they instantly fall in love because of the energy they bring.
Mhm.
I had a chance to go back to your alma mater for their opening weekend with Nicole Mendez, who's watching, and she says, "You are so good," by the way, which I would agree. But talk about everyone's wearing the shirts that says everyone watches women's sports. I know you've gotten to see Love's Field. What has it meant for you? What that field represents and where softball's headed?
Man, it's just a monumental field. It literally looks like Gaylord Stadium, but softball version, which is the OU football stadium. Um, it literally looks like a football facility, but meant for softball players. And I got to give my hats off to Coach Gasso. She has been that advocate for this sport through and through, and she's like demanded that we just deserve better, and she's finally getting that. She's also getting her statue unveiled this weekend, which I think is just the cherry on top to the field. But Love's Field is only the start of what's to come for softball. I want all softball stadiums to look like that because the women have put in the time, they put in the work. That's the least that they deserve. You know what I mean? So just Love's Field, I just remember going back there and just crying like, man, we've come so far, and we all of the Sooner sisters have had little pieces to do with that. And seeing Marita Hines there too, and how she thought Marita Hines was great, and we took Marita Hines and we brought it right on over to Love's Field, and that same spirit is going to transfer over there. But man, just blessed for, I mean, happy for the OU softball program that they got what they deserved. And I mean, 3 national titles in a row, like, come on.
You deserve
Deserve,
that and
you know?
more.
Yes. But just grateful for the program and happy for them too.
They broke through a glass ceiling, and that's going to continue to break hopefully every single year by different teams opening up new facilities, also different champions and ways to grow the sport, the professional leagues. You mentioned the Olympics in 2028, softball being back in it. How is that something that you're starting to prepare for already, and kind of the buzz and excitement you can feel around other athletes in the sport hoping and dreaming to play in red, white, and blue that year?
Yeah, man, it's awesome that it's back into the Olympics because in America, of all places, going to be in LA, we had to have softball there. Just in California, where all travel ball teams go to compete every summer. Um, that's where like softball capital is, you know what I mean? So to have it back there is great for the sport. And I think a lot of us are just doing the little things right now to prepare for that. I know it's 4 years away from now, but 4 years is going to come like that. And before you know it, we're going to be going through Olympic trials and seeing who's making the team and who's not. So we're all taking those little steps right now to prepare for the Olympics. And I think the first step in the right direction is us collaborating together and saying, hey, we want to come and we want to win a gold medal, and how can we take these little steps to bring that gold medal back to the United States? And I think Spark collaborating with AU and bringing a couple over players over to AUX, I think is a step in the right direction because it's all great players wanting the same thing, and we're all trying to propel this sport forward. We're all trying to make each other better at the end of the day. Iron sharpens iron. Coach always told us that, and we got iron in both leagues. Let's bring them together and let's make each other better every single day. And eventually, let's keep working to bring home that gold medal, which I know this is the rightful place it's supposed to be back in the United States.
We're talking about winning gold medals, you playing professional softball for your career, all of the amazing accolades that you've accomplished. Did you ever dream of this as a younger girl? Do you ever find yourself like pinching yourself saying, this is really my life?
Sometimes I just like right now I'm kind of getting emotional in that you say it. Like I'm just thinking of the 4-year-old girl from Hawaii just hitting balls. Sorry,
No.
just hitting balls out on the field, and just to be the advocate for this sport is huge. I never I never pictured myself in this position, but I'm taking it with grace and just wanting to represent the sport the best way that I can and representing my home state. But I never thought that I would be in this position, but I'm just grateful that the people have entrusted me for it, and I hope that I make everybody happy. But yeah, I never pictured myself in this position, but like I said, I'm very grateful. Sorry.
Don't be. The love you have for the game is so authentic and real and beautiful, and something that we all appreciate so much in the softball community. And I can't help but wonder, I know how much of a pivotal person your father is in terms of your game. What was kind of your excitement with in sharing him you were able to play in both, and just him along this journey with you?
Yeah, I think it wasn't just only my dad, it was my whole family, and they like just kind of view me as Jocelyn, like their daughter and their sister, not as like this big professional person who's like collaborating with both leagues. They just view me as the person that I am, and I wouldn't be anywhere without the sacrifice of my family. So just grateful for just what they've done for me, and they're obviously super excited. I hope they get to come out and see me play one of these days. I just know that they're super busy with my younger sister, who's working to break my record as we speak. Uh,
Which I've seen the
but
videos, and she is
right,
so talented.
right. Shout out Sophie. Shout out Lorraine. Shout out Sabrina. Love you guys. But yeah, they were all just excited for me, and they know like how hard that I've worked to be in this position, and they just like to see all my work finally come to fruition. And they don't really view me as like the face of softball, but I've kind of been just given that title. But yeah, they were just super excited for me and just all that I've done for this sport. But yeah, I'm just very grateful for my family and just the state of Hawaii for the support that they've given me since I left Hawaii, and well, actually when I was there too. But yeah, I'm just grateful for my family and again, the sacrifice they've made. I wouldn't be standing here today. I wouldn't be on this interview right here right now if it wasn't for the sacrifice that they've made. So, I'm forever indebted to my family. Anything I can do to repay them, I always do. But they're my rock for real. They're my backbone. I would not be anywhere without them.
Which is so important because while we look at you as one of the faces of softball, there is so much to Jocelyn outside of the game. And you are a human first, athlete second. I think that's always important to recognize, but also the heart and the grace that you have and the way you carry yourself is because of who you are as a person before an athlete.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, we have to wrap this up with the question that I'm sure everyone's excited about. You have hit so many careers. I talked so many home runs. I talked about earlier, you're the NCAA leader in home runs. Will people be looking forward to watching even more home runs that you're going to bring to Athletes Unlimited?
Absolutely, guys. Come on. I'm going to be swinging my own bat. I'm going to be hitting some bombs. Need we say more? I'm just excited to compete, though. I'm just excited to get out there, get back on the field in a whole different environment, and just continue to ball. But yes, they will, of course, see more home runs.
Well, Jocelyn, I cannot thank you enough. What a day it has been, and what a win for all of professional softball and the entire softball world, and having you in both leagues, and hopefully being able to pave a path that everyone can follow in the footsteps of.
Yes, thank you for having me. Shout out my Sooners. Love y'all. Boomer forever.
I love how you end it. Well, Softball America, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, what a huge celebration for the sport of softball. We can't thank Jocelyn enough, and you all for tuning in as we continue to grow the game together. On behalf of myself, Sydney Supple, and every other person who helped put this together in Softball America, have a great rest of your day.